Hello, and thank you for joining us for this week's episode of Cherish, Live, and Dream. I am your host, Jay.
And I am your host, Yaya.
And we are your hope dealers. Okay, you guys, so let's get right to it. So last week we did touch base on people, talking about how people can, make you change your mind about things or kind of put a stagnant in a plan or something that you have thought about doing. So this week we're kind of going to do a spinoff on that, and we are going to talk about what's in your email. And when I say what's in your email, meaning what's in your ear or who have said something to you that has made you, kind of question your ability or question the way that you look or question the way that you do things. And so, y'all, when I was little, when someone used to say something about us or, whatever, we would kind of come with the comeback, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. Your thoughts?
Words do hurt. And like you and I discussed, once those words go out into the atmosphere, you cannot take them back. And people remember your words.
Yes.
I know there's this saying, actions speak louder than words. Sometimes I kind of disagree with that because your words speak volume. And I'll go into an example.
Okay.
And I won't be before you long. When I was young, well, as we all can see, I have a forehead, a beautiful forehead, mind you.
Yes.
But it took me years to actually embrace my forehead. Because when I was younger, before I was allowed to wear bangs, kids used to pick at my forehead. And when I was younger, there was a commercial out, the Ford truck commercial.
Have you driven a Ford lately?
Well, the kids put their own spin on it, and they would say, have you driven a forehead lately? Or they would say, I had a 5 head.
Oh, wow.
And so, cruel. And so at that time, that just tore me up. All I could think about was walking around with this huge forehead, and it probably wasn't as huge as I thought it was.
Right.
But it was just magnified because I was always being picked on because of my forehead. So long story short, my mother finally gave me a bang. And so I began wearing bangs from elementary school kind of to like mid-high school.
Okay.
But then puberty hit, and that acne started to come out, and it came out in full force only on my forehead. And it was because I had that bang. In addition to the grease, the hair grease that my mother used to use, and it would also stain my clothes. It was the red grease, and it was in a red tin can.
Okay, so then did it also come in a blue can?
Yeah.
All right, so that was that Royal Crown. Yeah, kind of looked like petroleum jelly.
Yes.
Okay, I said Royal Crown, y'all, not Crown Royal, for you cognac drinkers out there. So anyway. Yes, I do remember that grease because that's what we grew up on.
Yeah, and so it would stain my shirts, like anything light. And so I had to deal with that, and it would not wash out. So then I'm dealing with stained shirts, greasy foreheads, acne, bangs. It was just too much.
But you still had a big forehead.
Yes, at the end of the day, I still had a big forehead. And at the time, they didn't have forehead reduction surgery. I don't know if they have that now. They probably do. I don't know.
They probably do.
And even if they did back then, my family probably couldn't afford it. And even if they did, they probably wouldn't have had it done. But anyway, so I just decided, you know what? Forget people. Forget me having this big forehead, this 5 head. So I decided to pull that bang back. And I have been wearing my hair back ever since. I have not had a forehead since the late or early 90s. A forehead, Lord.
A bang.
A bang.
That's right. Y'all knew what she meant. Y'all knew what she meant. Don't pick on her.
So I have been wearing this forehead out. Look at it.
Look at you.
Look at it.
Look at you. You have embraced it.
Yes, I have.
It well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's my story as far as that is concerned. So that's pretty much something, as we were talking about, like what's in your ear, what are people speaking that's causing you to react or respond to something that may not even have anything to do with you. It's the issues with the people. So, you know. Jay, what do you have to share with us?
So let's see. I have a number of things.
We're gonna be before you long.
Yeah. People used to talk about my teeth.
Your teeth?
Yeah. I got my little buckies right here in the front.
Oh, let me look here.
Because I have an overgap.
Okay.
Or is it an overbite? Yeah, it's an overbite.
Okay.
And so my two front teeth kind of, overlap.
Okay.
But I think I've kind of grown.
Yeah, because I can't really tell.
I know, and it ain't stopped nothing either. It ain't stopped a thing. So anyway, but what I'm saying is that I had to deal with that when I was little. I felt like I needed braces, and I kept telling my mom, I need braces because I got these two. And see, when I used to take photos,
right?
Back in the day when I was little, all you would see is just them two teeth, and then I was real skinny with a big forehead.
Oh, so you must have, how they would say, you must have grew into your teeth.
I must have. And see, now I know how to smile a certain way to where I can kind of bring them back to where you
the
really
angles?
Can't notice. Yeah,
the angles?
You do the angle, and then you have to it's a certain way you have to do your jaw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mastered it. So I done figured it out on how to not make them look so big. But when I get my teeth clean, the dentists have never said anything about me getting braces because they'll tell you, and they want their money, and so they would do whatever they can to market and to try to get you to spend money that you really don't need, and so therefore my dentist told me she was like, no, you do not need to get braces. And I was like, really? But don't I have this overbite that they talk about? She was like, yeah, but it's not to the point where you need braces. But in my mind, I've always thought that I did. And even at my age, I still feel like sometimes maybe I should get them. And then I'm like, no, because in all actuality, if I were to get them, and when it pulls your teeth or whatever back, it changes your jaw structure.
Yes.
And then my face will look different. And I really like my face the way that it looks right now, you guys.
She's
I mean,
so
I'm
vain.
just saying. No, I'm
But no, it's really good to have confidence. So I know I say she's vain a lot, but the confidence that this chick has is unmatched. And I just only aspire to be who she is today. I'm just glad I'm, part of the.
That's right.
The crew.
Yeah. And so, I can even talk about some of the things that I experienced as a child, as far as like my friends, like what some of my friends experienced. Okay, let's talk about our skin tone.
Right.
We grow up, or we are, in the African American community, and we have this thing that we talk about skin tones. You have a person that's a red bone. You have a person that's pecan tan. You got a person that's chocolate, which is my preference, of course. But anyway, we're not going to talk about that because that's not what we're here to talk about
another
today.
Show.
That's a whole nother show. But what I'm saying is, when we grew up, and I think it still happens today, for whatever reason, light skin was like the thing.
Right, I remember that.
If he was light skinned with green eyes, or if she was light skinned with good hair, she was the prettiest girl. And I have always disagreed with that, although I don't think I'm light skinned. I would say that I'm brown skinned. But anyway.
Well, girl, we're looking like ebony.
You think so?
And ivory.
And we don't own the rights to this song.
No, but we're living together in perfect harmony.
But that had always been an issue.
Wow.
And see, I have a best friend that's dark skinned. And like me and her have been so cool since 6th grade. Until this day, we are best friends. And it used to bother me when people would make jokes about her skin complexion, and they would call and not just her, but anybody that was dark skinned, they would call them blackie and stuff. And it just made me cringe, even as a child, and even with myself being the complexion that I am, which is a lighter skin tone. And I never understood why we in our own community would put one another down when it came to skin tone. I don't.
I think it just goes back just historically, with racism and,
That's
with
true.
our parents growing up, like during the 60s and things like that, where, white was superior.
Yeah.
So the closer your skin is to white, and this is just my own opinion, people.
That's true.
Then I guess the better you are, or the
better you look, maybe.
Yeah, the better you look, and you can look like a horse. Because I do know someone that's like that ain't got nothing to do with the show. I'm sorry. Let me give.
But it still don't mean that he or she is fine just because they have a light skin complexion.
That's true. So I just think that's why our community kind of fell into that mindset of, you know, lighter is better because white was so-called better.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah.
But, you know, people can agree to disagree, but that's just my opinion.
Right. Okay.
So another thing is, so under this hair that I have, y'all, my forever style, y'all remember me talk about that? Is curly, fine hair. And so when I was younger, it was actually thicker and curly and wavy. But I hated it because the girls, they picked on me so bad about my hair. They were saying, "Oh, it was." And back then, I didn't even know we were even where wigs was a thing. But you know, they would say it wasn't my real hair, and so, and you know, I thought I was pretty because I had good hair. Or I thought I was all that because I had good hair. And so here I go again, back to mommy to get a perm. She wouldn't let me get a perm, but when I was old enough to make my own hair decisions, I put a perm in my hair, and it messed it up. It messed it up. So while my hair is still curly and wavy, the perm actually took away the thickness of it, so it's kind of fine. So I can't do, in my opinion, anything with my hair. So that's why I keep it in a protective style. But you know, so that's actually haunting me as an adult. So that's another thing, like in my ear, as a child, hearing, "Oh, you got this hair," and now people are buying the hair that I got picked on, to put on the head.
But see, that goes to show that was an insecurity in them. So instead of them just walking up to you and saying, "Oh my gosh, your hair is so pretty," instead of, you know, giving you, you know, encouragement or just giving you a compliment. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say encouragement. Giving you a compliment to say, you know, "Hey, you have pretty hair." They just really was jealous of you.
Right.
So to make it seem like something is wrong with you, but in all actuality, they probably like really wanted your hair texture. Which, you know, that's another thing that we deal with too. You know, you got the good hair, you got the bad hair.
Or what is it now? 4C?
Yeah. We have your numbers and letters and stuff connected to it. I just remember sitting at the stove with mom, and she would have that doggone hot comb burning my edges for church on Sunday. With my white dress and patent leather shoes on and the little ankle socks with the. But anyway.
But girl, did she ever roll your hair with paper bags?
Yes, and with the sponge rollers, that too. Yes.
And girl, you were not getting a good hot combing until that comb hit your ear.
Until it hit your ear, and then they would pop your hand.
Yeah.
But anyway, see, I just had a flashback.
I know the struggles. But you know, as we were talking, it made me think of, so both Jonette and I, we have kids, and we're constantly pouring into our kids while they are young.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that my parents did it, and I'm sure your mom did what she knew to do. But I think now it's more important because of the things that I went through as a young child that I instill into my son now. You know, you are a king. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are a masterpiece. God made you exactly how he wanted you.
Yes.
All of those things. I actually probably annoy him, but I constantly pour into him because I don't want him to go out there and somebody change his mind based on maybe being bullied or whatever, because as we say, words hurt. So I want him to leave this house knowing that he is confident and that he can do what God has gifted him to do, and that he was made the way he was supposed to be made.
That's it.
Or, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
How God made him.
That's right.
So didn't want to steer off too much, but that's something that I think that's important that we need to do as parents or mentors or whomever. If you have a child under your wing, pour into them now so that they're not putting a bang on their forehead, getting acne, or putting a perm in their hair and messing up their beautiful hair pattern, their God-given hair, because of what somebody said.
Yep.
So I'm going to give you the floor. I think I've been before the people.
You're fine. Another thing I like to touch on too is our size. You know, everyone has a different shape. Everyone has a different size. Girl, I know some people, they can eat the house down. If I look at a slice of pizza, I've gained weight. Okay. So now back in the day, I was real skinty. Like I was really, really skinny. Like I was like straight up and down.
Oh,
But
wow.
but over the years, I mean, you know, you know, I'm just saying. But I have embraced like my size, and I ain't saying I'm big as a house or that I can't get through the door. But what I'm saying is, over time, our bodies change because a lot of things change with age, or maybe you just don't have that oomph to like get up and go work out. Whatever the case may be, we all have different things. But even back in the day, growing up, we had kids that were in school, that were heavy set, and people would pick on them.
Right.
But let me tell you something. I know some heavy set people, and they are gorgeous.
Yes.
And you talking about me being vain? Oh, no, 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 no. I know some girls that can dress. They carry themselves nicely. They shop very well according to their shape. And when they walk out the door, honey, they look good. So it's all in how you feel about yourself.
Right.
Because you can have someone that's a size 2. I mean, and she can go into the mall and she can wear anything. And she could have her self-esteem could just be shot and just be low because of other things. So all I'm saying is that we just need to embrace who we are.
Right.
And we need to be happy with who we are, because this is the way that God has created us. Now, I'm not saying that, because the next time we have another show, I might have a different hairstyle. I'm not saying that. We can change our hairstyle. We can get our nails done. We can do those things. But I'm talking about those things that are internal, how we feel about ourselves.
Right.
There are times that we're just going to have to look in the mirror, and we're just going to have to embrace who we are and just go about doing different things to make ourselves feel good. When I get up in the morning, I don't always feel my best and I'm not saying like sickness in my body or anything like that, but some days I just wake up and I'm just like, ugh. But when I leave out the house, or when it's time for me to go out, into the world and deal with people or whatever, hey, I have to. I'm thankful. I'm up. I'm here. You know, and this is who I am, and this is who God created me to be, and I need to embrace it. So with the big forehead, with the buck teeth, I'm short. I'm probably like 5'1".
She's more like 2, 3.
Because people picked on me, about me being
Oh, I'm
short.
sorry, and I'm up here picking on you now.
Yeah, see what I'm talking about?
But you've overcome.
Yes, I have. yes, I have overcome. So I've embraced my shortness. I've embraced me. I've embraced Jay, and I am happy with who I am. So the only thing we want to say, you guys, is embrace who you are. Just be thankful with who you are, and just do whatever you have to do that make yourself happy. We know that those people said those things to you, but there's a saying that hurt people hurt people. And so those people were hurt, and they were dealing with certain things, and I know we all just kind of want to chop it up and say, oh, they only said that because they were young and they were kids, they didn't know any better. Y'all, some of these kids are real smart, and they know a whole lot.
Yes.
And they know what they're doing.
And what they're saying.
Yes, they do. So we can't say that it's not because of what's going on at home, but it could be because of what's going on at home. We don't know. Some people are just mean. We don't know. But hurt people hurt people. So at the end of the day, whatever it is that people have said to you, when you were little or whatever, let's just find a way to ignore that, and let's move past it and just embrace who you are.
And also, we're talking about, what's in your ear. Sometimes you got to speak to your own ears. And I know that may sound a little awkward, but it's all about those affirmations, reminding yourself, of those things that either you strive to be or what you are now. Because I'm a firm believer that when you put words out into the atmosphere, those words turn into life.
Yes.
So if you're saying that I'm a loser, then hey, guess what? You're a loser. But if you keep speaking, I'm a winner, I'm going to do this. I'm going to overcome. I'm going to excel in this. I'm going to succeed in that. If you keep saying it, I promise you, and I know this may sound cliche, you will begin to believe it. And then once you believe it, you will put actions behind that belief. And so going into those, speaking more on that, like I said in my last show, I've been doing this forever. As y'all can see, I sing my moods out. But
yes. What song was that?
All I want is for, I'm not asking too much.
Okay. Sorry. Don't know that one. Don't know that one.
Anyway, so, but I'm constantly saying to myself, I'm going to do this. This show is going to be heard on every platform.
That's right.
In every continent, in every language. It's going to do what it's going to do. And so I believe in it. Because I believe it, I'm constantly working at it. I'm constantly doing it. And I'm constantly talking to myself and telling myself, even when I'm discouraged, because I get discouraged quite a bit. But while I'm discouraged, I think to myself now, the worst thing you can do is not try. So if I'm trying, that means at least I'm not giving up.
That's right.
So so along the lines of people talking in your ear, you definitely want to get people that's going to speak life.
That's right. That's
wisdom.
Right. Yes. Yes. Encouragement.
Exactly, because that's going to work. That's going to work for you. That's key. So we don't always want to focus on the negative things that people say, because people can speak life, speak things to you that you've never thought of. People can speak and something in you wakes up, a dream, a thought, a vision. So you definitely want to surround yourself with those types of people, because guys, in our regular email, we get a whole lot of spam. So we don't need all that spam in our ear.
Junk
we need
mail.
To get that, put that junk mail where it needs to be, them junk words, those junk people.
In the trash.
Well, dog.
Sacks.
Well, dog, you don't put them in the trash. I was going to say push them to the side.
Well, I'm sorry.
You don't put them in the trash. Oh, but that's probably where they need to go.
Yeah, so you can get them out of you. Because, trash is filthy. And it carries diseases
and funk and stink.
And we don't need that on the inside of us.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, so no. We don't need that.
So guys, we just want to make sure that you guys are encouraged. Our show is really for you guys. So having said that, we definitely want to hear from you all.
Yes. We
definitely want feedback. We definitely want you guys to comment. We want to engage with you guys. This is an interactive show. You guys are our cousins and our cousinettes. It's a family affair. Okay. Anyway, Jay, the floor is yours.
All right. So the only thing I have left to say is words can kill or encourage. Which do you choose? And that's all I have left to say, you guys. So remember, join us next week. And just always remember to cherish your loved ones, live in the present, and dream the impossible.
Until next week, guys, we love you.
Bye.
Bye.